Okay, well,
2 days.
we'll start there. It is uh,
Sure. Boxes.
sort of a space that's under the docks, sort of more secluded. It's very well lit. Got a bunch of random stuff and a bunch of collected boxes from all over the empire for sitting in. But so so you're saying you're training with them, these cats?
Well, yeah, you gotta teach them, how to speak and stuff
Oh
that
yeah.
we've learned, and kind of like the basis for our society as we're new, and we are the forefathers, you know, the ones that are able to talk and
Right.
whatnot, and the larger one, like me and Professor Purrington. Let's see, I got Chairman Meow and Winston Furchill, which I had sent
Mm.
out to gather intel on the House of Music
Right.
because they turned us into this.
uh They did. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Someone there. That's what we know.
Okay. The um the normal cats refer to you and the others, I guess, even though yeah, they refer to you all sort of probably as like the tall ones or the something like that, you know what I mean? Because they're normal cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've written it down. Okay.
Cool. Okay. And
Is that what they said to me? Or they're like the Tall Fathers?
tall fathers. We'll go with that. Tall fathers. Yeah. So in talking to them, you gave them names which they didn't have before,
Yeah.
and they told you about probably over time discussing several or witnessing several tall fathers on their continent.
Meow. Meow. Very, very good, Cat Benatar. Meow.
Cat Benatar. Yeah. So, um, let's get the names out of the way. I guess that orange one that was super focused on food and is all like scratchy and stuff from being on the wharf.
Oh, that's yeah, that's Meow. That's LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton probably witnessed several. Uh, probably witnessed several of them. In
He's very literate. Actually, he's very
oh, is
literate.
he? Okay, perfect. And then there's
He's very good storyteller too.
right being on the wharf all the time, spending time near sailors and
Stories, yeah.
on ships occasionally. Cool. A captain in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are four larger cats that you met one of them in sort of like a trash heap kind of back alley area, and he went and got his family. There are four larger cats.
Yeah, that was Jude Paw.
Jude Paw. Yep. Okay. And Jude Paw is the mate of.
Natalie Portman.
Of course, Natalie Portman. Of course.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then they have two associates, two large cat sort of friends who are probably related, maybe litter mates of one of the other of them. I don't know exactly. They're your cats, but those two cats are named.
Harry Styles
Perfect.
and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, and they have one kitten who has survived of their own, which is the one that was being carried.
Yeah, Mrs. Bigglesworth.
Mrs. Bigglesworth, the very, very small kitten currently. And the other kitten is named
Cat Benatar.
Pat Benatar. Okay. Perfect. Louise. Cool. So you have a discussion with these 7 cats. They describe life in the other continent, sort of from the cat view, and then also several. We'll go with 3 tall fathers that they witnessed.
Meow. Tell me more about these tall fathers. Meow. Wait, I don't need to meow. Well, we do. No, of course, we're talking in English. We're trying to establish,
Oh, okay.
English as a foreign language. ESL, English as a second language.
Yeah. Isn't meowing then a really bad habit?
Unfortunately, backstory-wise, he doesn't know how to talk without saying meow first.
Right.
Okay, writing that one down. That's canon now.
That's pretty normal, actually. There's a lot of characters who are like that, so I understand.
Like people from trying to do an East Coast accent have to say "Park the car in Harvard Yard" to get that going. Park the car in Harvard Yard. Park the car in Harvard Yard. There we go.
Okay.
Park the car in Harvard Yard.
So,
Wow,
no, not Cat Benatar. Qatar Burton? Is that what you said?
LeVar. LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton. Right. LeVar Burton. Having spent a lot of time on the docks, witnessed 3 tall fathers. I rolled for them, by the way. Full 20. This cat noticed these individuals, right?
Yeah.
Like hardcore, because they had such a familiar aura around them. It felt so strong when LeVar Burton witnessed them.
They had tassels, didn't they?
Not them, but their captors. He refers to them as captors, or even owners. A ship arrived with 3 tall fathers in collars that were sort of pushed and urged off the ship, and they went through the same town, the pigeon town, and he lost sight of them. He stays mostly around the docks, so he lost sight of them as they were pushed away, but he definitely remembers callers and individuals who were.
Meow, Jude Paw, what do you know?
Jude Paw, that's the female one, right?
No, that's the male. No, Cataly Portman is the female.
Oh, right,
They're
right,
married.
right,
Jude Paw.
Oh my gosh.
Got the arrow.
My
They're
bad. Jude Paw. Is that the one from the trash heap or the other one?
No, that's the one that the one you found.
Okay.
Or we found, and then his wife is Cataly Portman, and they have 2 kittens.
Right.
Mrs. Bigglesworth. Yeah. Henry Styles.
Jude Paw witnessed on a 12. Probably saw them go through a street near where he was hunting through the city, but he couldn't tell you where they went, mostly because the street that he would have seen them on basically leads out into the continent, so he wouldn't be able to tell you where they went.
Meow, your family, Meow, know anything?
Probably not the other cats. No, they would have been either doing their own thing or farther away. Especially if these cats or tall fathers moved through the city instead of staying there. They would have been seen by any or Canterbury else, anybody else. I tried and failed there.
Hey, meow. We'll now teach you how to stop and flop. Shut them down, open up shop.
Okay. You're teaching these cats like new societal cues because they've been so hunted and abused and stuff.
Yeah, and how to get like free food and stuff and to bring it back, not to be scared too much.
Okay.
And maybe if some of them are inept, we'll teach them magic. I don't think we can though. But
I don't
fighting
know.
skills.
I can't imagine that these tiny cats would know.
Meow, go out
magic.
and get. Meow, go out and get supplies for target dummies.
Target dummies.
We'll sharpen those claws, Meow.
You're basically like rich, like if you wanted something, you could just go to the castle or whatever and be like, "Hey, I'm Professor Barrington. I'm trying to cash in on some favors I did recently." So you don't have to send them out to steal if you don't want to.
No, they're gonna go out and steal.
All right, cool. I'll roll for that then. A 15. So they're in a new place, but the acts that they learned, they're very good at it. So they managed to come up with some sacks, some hay maybe that they could fill the sacks with. Well, I guess you could fill the sacks with. Maybe like one of them steals a tea kettle that looks like a face, kinda, that can be used for a head.
Oh, yeah. He grooms himself and walks away. All the cats just kind of wander away.
Everybody's bored with it already.
Yeah, they just gotta walk away. We all just say, then I'm just 2 days later.
Yeah,
I am people watching. My favorite activity to learn how to be more human. Watching the humans interact. That's sure.
You looking for anything specific? Wait, what's under this?
Yeah, like a fountain. You got like a fountain square.
Yeah, sure there's do I have a fountain square? No, I don't. Let me make sure though. I got a lot of I got a lot of docs, a couple studies.
Oh, this is fine. This is pretty. We'll just be in a boat or something, kind of laying maybe in an empty boat, watching.
All right.
Grooming himself.
Is there anything you're trying to
Just people watching.
learn? All
Just
right.
watching people learning, watching them do their stuff, and trying to maybe sometimes imitate them.
Okay.
His hands. See, I kept watching them like, I don't know if they're exchanging money or shaking hands. You just kind of like,
So I just realized in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, cats, they just like lay around and, watch stuff and sort of flick tails and junk. But then I realized when you said laying on a boat, watching people, you're like a full grown human with like cat.
Yeah, it is true.
Laying
He is like 7 feet tall or something.
just watching people like walk by. Oh man. Okay.
Or is there like a stall with a rug he can lay on or something?
There's definitely rug merchants. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a bunch of rugs, they just kind of flops down. And
okay. Yeah.
guess a boat wouldn't make sense.
If you're going to like a rug stall, there's probably a guy who runs it, and he's like, "Hey, excuse me, buddy, what Gonna buy that rug, or are you just testing it?
Meow. Yes. Test.
Test. Perfect. Yeah, it's one of the finest rugs we sell. It was woven by some goblins who live.
Meow, I don't care. You can go upon your day.
No, that's my rug though. If you're looking to buy it, I could sell it to you.
I want to test it. Meow. Meow.
Yeah, you're clearly testing it.
I need to test it, please. Meow. Move along.
Yeah, you're testing it. No, I'm gonna stay. This is my shop. You're at my stall. I'm gonna stay here too.
Meow just looks. He just looks, stares off in the distance. Completely ignores him.
I'll
No
take
matter
the
what you
roll.
say.
Yeah.
Let me see. 11.
11. He's pretty big, and there are a lot of weird individuals, but this guy probably won't give you a ton of time on this rug. Maybe like 10 minutes or something. He'll like try and bring other people in, let you lay on the rug, but obviously you're gigantic and laying on the rug. So anybody walking by is going to think that's odd, probably, and not come into the shop or come.
They give me any looks.
Oh yeah. People are definitely like looking you across. You're laid all out on a rug along the road.
I look at them and I try to imitate their look.
Okay, so you're just frowning back at people.
Yeah. If they're giving me the stink eye, I'm giving them the stink eye. And I'm also then, sometimes, occasionally, I will also lick my bum. My stink eye.
And you got whiskers, right? So
Yeah.
like they're walking past and they see some big cat bro just like full on mean mugging them, but sort of still cute in a confusing kind of way because you're gigantic. And this shopkeeper is going to be like, okay, you've tested it, and I don't know what you're doing back there, but you gotta go, you gotta move on, buddy.
Meow? Say that again, meow.
Buy the rug or move on.
No, meow, what you said before, meow.
You gotta move, buddy.
Meow, you gotta move, buddy. Meow.
No, this is my stall.
Meow, this is my stall. Meow.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get the guards involved here.
Meow, I'm gonna get the guards involved here. Meow.
They probably use some sort of reed whistles or something to like call for assistance. Probably a lot of the stalls have them. So he'll like grab a
Hold.
little whistle thing and blow it like.
Meow.
It's not like an emergency kind of thing, but people are like the guards are gonna come over probably. No.
Meows very loudly.
A couple of guards show up, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And this guy will explain.
No, this guy won't leave my stall. Meow.
Oh,
I'm running my business. Meow. I'm running my business here. Meow.
This guy runs this stall. He's here
Meow,
every day. This is not your stall.
Who's
So the guards are saying like they know this person. He's here every day. You're not gonna pull a fast one on these guards.
Meow.
Mm-hmm.
Walks away.
You just walk away.
Turns and walks away.
Okay, the guards.
Tail down.
The guards will have a sort of like a brief discussion with the rug merchant about, weird people showing up. You probably overhear that there have been a lot of odd faces and a lot of odd people nearby, along the wharf and along the merchant areas as you walk away.
Finds a ledge.
You don't have any goals, like, except for looking at people.
People watching, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we'll pull back into the sky away from Professor Purrington as he just
Now, this
stares
is my
people down.
now.
This is we pull back up into the sky, and this time
Yes.
we fall camera wise onto Soraya, who after the debriefing, not one of the captains, but definitely witnessed a whole bunch of stuff, pretty observant, spent a lot of time being asked questions. Whether she wanted to offer very much of in the way of answers or not is up to her. Actually, just to make sure, I think everyone else would be kind of willing to work with the questions, but would she have been combative or like that, or just give the information?
She would give what information she has, but I feel like she would give it in kind of a vague way, like not seemingly in a vague way. That's just how she conveys it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And in given a couple of days to work out, or while they work out what they're going to do, where would we find?
She would definitely locate the nicest spa hotel.
Capital, okay.
Yes.
Cool. Rhea finds herself in, I guess, a competitor's spa. We'll call it yours has like a good name, right? This one's probably called like Fine Hot Water or something like that, where it's like it definitely describes exactly what it is, but only people who know that it's really nice and fancy are gonna seek it out. Everyone else is gonna be like, fine hot water, that's weird.
Okay.
But it has a very big garden. There are hot springs that are sort of magically run, and they are split not only in private and public bathing, but also for individuals who need certain types of water. There are smaller areas for those. If, say, you could only handle fresh water or something like that, there would be those smaller pools as well. And then, of course, the hotel itself is very luxurious, but a little bit smaller because a lot of the real estate is just sort of pools of water.
Okay.
Does Soraya have a goal here in this hotel?
Her goal is just to relax and like she was on a ship a long time and is not used to being stuck in those sort of quarters. So so she would definitely be relaxing and then just kind of thinking over everything. Still not quite sure how she even ended up in the group.
Yeah, of course. And she is a notable figure in the spa community, right? Notable figure. Actually, I'll roll. You if you'll roll presence.
Okay.
I'll also roll.
Uh, 16.
16. Okay, so she has traveled around sort of gaining knowledge, I would assume, about spa running and spa design and all that stuff. So she would probably witness one of the main figures from... Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, I have to look it up. One of the main figures is a woman called the Maiden Steph, who is from the House of Palms. Let me look. The preeminent pleasure palace and spa. Her establishment, the spa, sort of comes second, but it's definitely big and grand and very well designed. But she doesn't notice Soraya right off. So if you don't want to grab her attention, you don't have to.
What is she doing? Is she like talking with people or just kind of there?
Let's see. She's probably not in water, but she's like hanging out on maybe like a lounging kind of bench or chair. And I think she would be she'd probably have a couple of people around her, and they'd all be like enjoying fruit and laughing, lots of laughing, and talking about, you know, just sort of random inane stuff. You don't overhear anything like juice.
Okay. Are there any like lounge chairs near her?
Oh, I'm sure
that are
so.
open?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
probably enough seating for or lounging for way, way, way more guests than there will ever be, so that anyone can sort of find either privacy or a space for their own, you know, just where they really want. There's definitely lounge chairs that are open. The very high society, another high society venue.
All right. I'll say that she kind of like saunters over, not looking at. You said her name was the
Steph.
maiden Steph. Steph.
Yeah, we'll just go with
Okay.
Steph. Yeah.
Not looking at her. You know, kind of like walking by in that sort of, I know you're there, but I'm not going to look at you sort of way,
Yeah.
and then sit in a lounge chair near her.
So she makes herself known. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The maiden Steph, or just Steph, we could call her just Steph. She says, "Oh, look who it is! Look who it is, ladies! Soraya has come to call at the capital. What brings you here from your new entrepreneurship?"
Oh, I didn't see you there, Steph. You know, I just kind of had a long, nice cruise, so I thought I'd stop and relax for a bit here.
Laughs. I can't even begin to imagine her laugh, but just assume it's high and musical, and I'll say, but you know, it's much better than that. Because she's laughing all the time, and it's very practiced, very welcoming, and she says, "Oh, I love to be on the water. I love to be in the water, on the water. Was it a chartered cruise, a private cruise? Tell us more. Tell us more."
Well, I don't want to go into too much detail, but it was kind of a private, like, big deal.
Private, big deal. Oh, I love that for you. Perfect. You know, I designed a cruise that would stop at several of the ports along the East Coast. We're trying to work out a deal with not only the Empire but several large merchant houses. We're thinking of including individuals on the ships from our house. Sort of expand our repertoire. Is that something that would have been appreciated on your cruise?
So like you would be offering an amenities on the cruise?
Oh yes, maybe one or two individuals who could provide our wares on each of the ships that they were on, as well as entertainment, sort of that need for a social connection that everyone craves so much out on the water. We could provide.
Yeah, I mean, I think that sounds like a great idea. Would you be making stops along the coast, like at specific spas, or just housing it all in the ship?
Well, we of course, I've got so many ideas, so many ideas. So we're working on both bringing our amenities along the coast with our own ship. I'm having a ship designed and built as we speak. But also, the House of Palms may have people on ships that are going out and sailing, like I said, to meet those social needs. So, someone's going to move a bunch of product from the East Coast to the West Coast, and it's going to take a couple of weeks sailing. We might include one of our individuals on the ship as, a paid presence, and then they provide wares as well and amenities on that ship.
Oh, that sounds like a clever idea. I'm sure if you need to like extend your network, I could probably find some people to work with you on that if you wanted.
Of course you could, of course. And you're located, she probably knows exactly where you are, but like you're located somewhere south of the capital, near us, I believe. Isn't that right?
Yeah, in Seedsville,
Seedsville, of course.
right?
Right. Yes. What a place. I look fondly on my brief visit to Seedsville. It's been so long. I haven't been there in so long.
You should come and see what the changes we've made recently. It's really nice.
Okay. I could. I've got a really busy schedule. But I do love an invitation. Let's see here. I could probably do. Oh gosh, when's good time for travel? Maybe a couple months from now. I could send someone up and have maybe some dates coordinated with you. I'm just so busy.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, you can just send word to the office, and they should be able to sort something out for you.
If you'll roll brilliance for me real quick.
16.
Okay, you probably haven't noticed them necessarily, but you know how the House of Palms operates, and they've probably already seen everything you could possibly offer, because they check up on all the competition, all the latest stuff. So you have at least an inkling that she already knows what you have. She already knows where you are, what improvements you've made. She knows all this stuff. Even though she's pretending like she doesn't, right? And oh, go ahead if you were going to say something.
Hey, Steph, by the way, like you said you're having a ship built like right now.
Yes, of course. It's going to be
Who's doing the work
gorgeous.
for you?
Oh, we have a contract with one of the merchanteers, as you know, what happened with the House of Rope, but the new up and comers, Crate and Barrel, are commissioning a bunch of ships. So in order to fill the new needs, so while they're doing their ships, we contracted with them to have a new ship built for us as well. It's going to be huge, just a glorious. We're trying to put a pool in the ship. I think it's going to be amazing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, you definitely need more water when there's water all around you.
Right.
What was that about the House of Rope? Maybe I've been away too long.
Darling. Oh yeah, you didn't hear? She like looks around and she's like, "Ladies, shoo," and she sends away, the sort of attendant kind of people who are hanging around. Says, it's after what happened at the Sigil and everything. Apparently, they started, taking out some notable figures, restructuring that sort of information. I'm surprised you didn't hear about it.
Well, like I said, I've been out on sea for a while. How long ago did this happen?
Darling,
maybe I just missed the news.
Even when I'm out at sea, I try to keep up with everything. But this is very recent. Last oh god, I clicked away. Last Caliet, we got the news. They found Whisk dead in his office. It was very unfortunate.
Oh, really? Do they know like what happened to him?
Well, it's being played off as sort of a poison, not poison. I spoke my hand. I think it's poison, of course, but they're playing it off as some sort of spoiled stored nuts that he had been eating in his office, and like eaten too many or something, and they soured in his stomach, and then he just keeled over in his office. But those of us in the know, we think it's poison, of course.
How tragic! Yeah, I mean,
tragic.
Poison is the most plausible option or reason that something like that would happen.
And then, without clear leadership of the House of Rope, and with everything that's been going on with their family, the Empire has cut ties with them. And from what I hear from some of my attendees to our establishment, just to be clear, you know what they are, right?
Out of character?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh, well, in character as well. Pleasure Palace, as in sex workers. They do everything here.
Gotcha.
So people are visiting who are rich and powerful and all sorts of stuff. So she's gaining all this information, right? So she says, some of my clientele indicate that the entire House of Rope network has been absorbed by the Empire. Kind of odd. Why would we're not sure why they would do that, but we have been hearing those rumors.
I mean, someone does have to take care of their assets, right?
Of course.
Might as well be the Empire.
Oh, true. If only I had gotten a cut of that much influence, that much infrastructure. Oh, imagine what we could do.
Oh yeah, a whole fleet of ships, I think, would be in store.
Of course, yes, it would. While you're talking, so you're next to this like heated pool or whatever. The mist is moving. The sort of trees and shrubbery is moving behind it. The rocks, of course, are staying still, and whatever the backdrop is, probably like fencing or other buildings or something, is staying still. But the mist and the trees move closer and closer, like left and right, sort of as they sway. And for like a very brief second, everything lines up and there's like a face. It's a gentleman with swept back hair, a big bristly mustache, sort of with the big points, you know, like a big bristly mustache, and then big brow. Obviously not the right colors, but you feel like he's got brown hair, brown mustache, sort of salt and pepper maybe in the tips of his mustache. Strong jaw. Looks very well kept and sort of richish. And there's the hint, I guess, of him being in some sort of office or sitting at a desk or whatever. And then the theme keeps going one way and the trees keep blowing and it's gone.
She suddenly is just kind of like lost, just staring in that direction, and kind of forgets that Steph is sitting there.
Darling, I know it's shocking, you know, when the Empire does what it does, but all we can do is play our hand. Are you okay? Are you not feeling well? I can get you some milk.
Steph, sorry. No, I think I maybe just have too much sun. I probably should go inside for a bit, I think.
Oh, perfect. This place has a wonderful fruit wrap. If you're looking to be surrounded in luxury, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, maybe I'll give that a try. Well, good luck with your crate and barrel ship.
Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. I look forward to it so much. And like as you move away, the people just sort of come back, reappear from wherever they were, you know, in that sort of always looking kind of way at big figures. Cool. So we pull away from this. I don't know. Whatever you're going to go do. If you could be wrapped in fruit, definitely recommend it. Never tried it myself. Never even heard of it, but sounds wonderful. Cool. So we pull away from this hotel, and we are several days later. If that was that day, we'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll call it Vex, right? 5 days later, you all are summoned all together in a way that some of you were not summoned before. You definitely are summoned this time. Wow, okay, I don't have that. All right, well, whatever. Back to the...
Accidentally going to ship through the boards.
Oh, no, that's cool.
Don't know how I managed that.
The bag's right there. Oh, wait. That's... Oh, yeah, from stacked way down here. Okay. You are summoned to the castle in, like I said, a way that if you weren't summoned before, you are summoned now. People in the castle know who you are, including Soraya and Professor Purrington and Leariel. And then also the summons for Captain Barrick sort of has the same... It has the same sense of condescending, but it's like probably less than it was before. All meet up in the actual castle this time, not in a random port town. And when you do so, there are lots and lots and lots of people here. You're meeting in like a main attendance hall with, you know, stereotypical throne and like long hall so that lots of people can be in it, with the big carpet all the way down. Anyone trying to be there first?
No.
No.
All right, perfect. So you're probably all sort of in the back, maybe mid to back area. The king sits upon his throne. Iatudi joins him, but stands the entire time. If you'll roll brilliance, everyone.
You're actually going to die here.
Yeah.
Easy, 20.
Easy 20.
6 plus 4 is 10.
Was it-
14.
It was brilliance, wasn't it? Sorry. Not
Yeah.
presence.
Out of 20?
No, but I'm going to use my elaborate drinking horn to just be fancy. It's an 18. Okay.
And a 14 also.
Okay, okay.
Rest up.
Wait, Captain Barrick was 14 or 19?
18.
Okay, so it was 18, like flat. Okay, I guess Captain Barrick, in having seen a lot of people who don't look good out at sea probably and amongst his fellows, can see that the king does not look good. Probably indicates the reason not at any of these meetings that, you know, when you were summoned or whatever, and nobody's really seen him. He does not look good. The rest of you are more sort of aware of the people around you. Those people are one of two things: either incredibly hyped to just be in the presence in the castle, you know, and focused on that, especially because you're like mid to back. These are people who showed up later and they're not like trying to be with the king or whatever, so they're just like real happy to be at the castle, or they're kind of nervous because they were summoned, if you will, just like you, told to be here at a specific time. So the air is very like excited or nervous, one of those two, right? Meeting, I guess, gets underway, and Iatudi steps forward and says, "Greetings, citizens. On behalf of my father, I'd like to call this meeting amongst you all great sailors and adventurers." And when you look around, I guess most of these people look like they sail, or they own sailing vessels, or they run houses that sail. And he said, "I have grave news. We have become aware of a threat to our empire, the likes of which we probably cannot overcome at this venture." And obviously there's like a, "Oh my god," you like throughout everyone, right, as they all discuss and are shocked and stuff. Says, "We have formulated a plan to buy ourselves time to craft the necessary vessels we need. Ships, when we became aware of this threat, ships began being built immediately. However, I would like to ask you all to volunteer your ships to be retrofitted for our need until we can create enough ships." There's of course like another discussion amongst random people. People are like calling out like, "I need my ship for work," or "I need, you know, whatever, and you can't take our ships," and all of that stuff, right? And he says, "At this time, we are not conscripting your ships. We are asking for you to sail for the Empire, and we will provide any modifications, retrofitting, anything you may need. However, this threat to the Empire means if we do not overcome it, you will not have ships anymore based on what we think is coming. So either you're willing to work with us, or you will face possible doom." And he's like, I'm gonna be real frank with you. There are a lot of forces coming our way from what we understand. They're not here yet. We have some time. We just need to make time. So I would like to ask if I can count on everyone in the room to volunteer your ships for this this endeavor. Of course, there's a lot of disagreement, lots of discussion. Then people will eventually, because that's what they do, because that's how groupthink works, someone will say, like, I'll do it because they want to look good. And then more and more people will say, you know, I'm with you. And, there's like this sort of rousing cheer that goes up. Any of y'all going to volunteer your ships outright?
Yeah, I think Barak would be on board immediately, but he probably wouldn't be the first because nobody would see his hand because he's too short. Yeah. Jump it. Right here. Me.
Okay, cool.
My ship needs a retrofit badly, so
He's just trying to get stuff out of this.
it's a rusted ship.
True.
Liariel would be willing to offer her ship, but she'd be hesitant to let anybody retrofit it.
Oh yeah, of course. Like it's not required, of course, but this is just sort of like a big mob of people volunteering, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't forcing you into giving up, any shipness that you have. And so the Ietudi will say, hold up his hands and say, calm down. Like I said, we're going to make time for the ships to be created. So, like I said, we have a plan, and we need a group of individuals a large group, I will say, of individuals to help with that plan. We will be reaching out to people. If you'd like to volunteer, it will require travel away from our beloved empire. However, I do think that it is a worthwhile endeavor, and our plan, hopefully, when brought to fruition, will avert crisis entirely so that the Empire is never directly at threat. These are the steps we're going to take in order to make sure that the Empire is safe. So, we will be calling on you and asking for your assistance, and then put the plan in motion. I will now take questions. Of course, there's a million questions. Lots of people are going to ask stuff. Any of y'all want to ask any questions?
Let's see.
Don't have to.
I'm going to ask, can we use our own crews?
Yeah, so you're probably like yelling. You probably have to step out into the center.
Yeah.
And he'll know who you are, so he'll say, Captain Barrick, how can I help you? Or, he'll call on you.
Am I okay to use our own crews on these ships?
Yes, of course. If your ship cannot be crewed adequately, we can offer part of the Navy or the Empire's military. However, if you already have a ship that's fully crewed, please, and they're willing to crew the ship in what's to come, please allow those crews to work with you. Yes, good question.
Yeah, it's sort of bow and step back into the crowd.
It's like a full bow.
just a small one,
Can I have a presence roll from you again?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like he would have been able to do a lot of bowing when he was in his original home.
Yeah, probably.
Oof, I got a 1. Oh dear. 3, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Natural 1.
There's a lot of people who witness the really uncomfortable looking bow that may have been normal somewhere else, but is not normal here. Yeah. And so that rise in political power or whatever begins to waver, I guess.
Nice.
But don't worry, you've already had
Time
a
to
party.
get back to the ships.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah, I
you
don't
had
think
a
he-
party and stuff, so you're good.
I don't think he would have really noticed he'd gone up in political power.
Well, the people you would have been hobnobbing with, are very high up in the capital, at least. Maybe not elsewhere, but yeah. Don't worry, they know you're weird. Any other questions people might have?
I just wanted to ask what exactly would be involved in a retrofit, because I don't think that my ship needs a retrofit, though I'm certainly happy to lend a hand.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people who are agreeing and nodding. You probably hear whispers of like, they're not touching my ship. I'll do it, but they're not gonna get on. No one's gonna set foot on my ship. Stuff like that. Iatudi will say, the retrofit is really only for vessels that may not be entirely seaworthy, that may not be able to defend themselves if it comes to it. Vessels that are really intended for civilian use, I guess. When those ships are sent out or are used in any other way, the retrofit that we spoke of would really just be to protect those ships from incoming harm, not necessarily ships that are already ready to be capable and do anything they want. We don't need to retrofit those. So your ship, for example, the Levy, is perfectly fine the way it is.
Awesome sauce. Thank you.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Miss Soraya.
So I don't have a ship of my own or anything like that. I just wanted to make sure you're aware that Crate and Barrel's putting out some really nice ships right now. So you might want to see if they can place their other back orders on hold until you get this cleared up. But also, is there any need for people that don't have ships?
When you say Crate and Barrel, the room kind of goes quiet. Because these are the top line kind of people who would be involved in the know and stuff like that. So they're all wondering what happened to the House of Rope. How did Crate and Barrel get to where it is? Iatudi says, yes, we are familiar with Crate and Barrel, as they are now backed by the Empire as the lead trade organization house within the capital, within the Empire. So yes, of course we are familiar. And those ships being built in our partnership with Crate and Barrel will all be voluntarily redesigned for use in defending the Empire, and Crate and Barrel will be reimbursed.
Oh, okay, good.
The feeling good here is we're seizing all their ships. He's basically saying we're taking every ship being built that we can.
Perfect. Just wanted to make sure.
As for individuals who are not necessarily owners of ships and sea vessels, whatever they're called. He doesn't say whatever they're called. I say whatever they're called. Seafaring, that's it. Seafaring vessels. Yes, we do need individuals willing to take on several roles. And like I said, if anyone would like to volunteer, specifically if you're volunteering right now, we will be in contact with you very shortly. We have scribes taking names on both sides of me for all sorts of things. And of course, you see the stereotypical House of Note individuals all down the lines, scribbling junk madly, taking not only what's being said, but also who's here and who's involved and who wants to be involved in all sorts of stuff. They're just scribbling like mad all around you. Says yes, so we will be offering positions in the coming enterprise. Yes. Any other questions? Y'all, there are definitely millions of questions, but we don't have to go through them. Okay,
Nope.
cool. The group breaks up into people who want to talk to people who want to look good and are talking to the king and the king's son, people who actually want to be involved or like all of that stuff, and then everyone else who's kind of like, all right, well, whatever, and then they leave. I assume y'all leave as well. I have to, but I assume so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave, yeah.
The information, let's see, how would you get this information? You're all invited in sort of the same way that you were invited before to a meeting that's not in the castle. Just kidding, this one has to be in the castle. So invited to a meeting in the castle, I'll just use you're invited to a meeting in the castle. There are people everywhere again, but this time they're sort of milling around. You see Cleanthus there for some reason, and then also Admiral Saltaine, lots of bigwigs in the military, the Navy, things like that. These individuals are given the upcoming mission that, because it's the mission, I assume you will accept it because that's the game. But again, I don't want to railroad you. So during this meeting, I don't have any more cough drops, so I'll just do Admiral Saltaine and we'll go with it. Admiral Saltaine lays out what the plan is, and he says, "Thank you everyone for coming. I'm going to briefly describe the plan that the King's Son mentioned when he brought everyone together. Specifically, a fleet will be designed to handle protection. Any mercenaries, any ships with any sort of combat will be requested to go. Combat capabilities, I mean, including mages or anybody on board who may be able to help. What the plan is to hit part of the continent where hopefully no one's watching on the enemy side. The threat is from a kingdom of pigeon individuals, mostly. If you have not heard already, they are quite vicious, quite cruel. We've heard rumors of forced servitude, slavery, all sorts of nefarious acts that would never be accepted in the Empire, and they're coming for us. So what our plan is to hit somewhere on the coast with no sort of ship presence. We have scouts already headed over there. They will meet us on the water. Then we're going to if you haven't heard already, at the most recent sigil, the one that hasn't happened yet, of course, it's upcoming, but the previous one, there was a monolith created that amplifies magical power in some way. I'm not a mage, I don't really understand it, but the goal is, from what I understand from the tacticians, to ship over a monolith such as that, put it into several wagons, transport it into a strategic location, and then from there use said monolith to, and again, I'm not a mage, summon somehow a whole lot of individuals as sort of a strike force, and then as a growing army onto that continent from here somehow. And then hopefully we will have army and navy already on the continent, ready to react, instead of playing defensively on our small empire. Any questions?
Yeah, I've got one.
Okay, Captain Barrick.
What if they attack first?
You mean attack the empire or attack the ships that are headed over?
Either.
Okay. Good question. As you know, our information indicates that many of their ships are still being built. So hopefully, at least right now, we would be on an equal sort of foothold. If those ships can't handle that fleet that is growing over there, the capital and the surrounding coast, while this enterprise is occurring, they will be creating defenses. I'm not going to give too many details just in case that information leaks, but defenses including water defense, coastal defense, and so forth, in order to protect the most vulnerable locations in the empire, as well as the capital, which is obviously easily sailed directly to, and probably the most vulnerable location except for the two coastlines. So we will be building defenses in the meantime, as well as additional ships to protect the empire.
Well,
Yes,
Okay.
Professor Perrington.
have you groomed recently, Meow?
I just want to let everyone at this meeting know I take showers quite frequently, even when I'm on the ocean. I generally contract a mage to be on my ship, and that said mage is often capable of heating water. So yes, I have groomed recently. If anyone else is wondering,
Browns.
he's not a cat.
Hey, this is my stall, Meow.
Right. Okay. I'm glad you have a sense of pride for the Empire. Any other questions specifically related to ships or the current series of events?
How many cannons can I have?
We can and will provide as many cannons as possible that make sense on a ship. From what I know of your ship, in the mid-sized category, we'd probably be looking at, what, 40 cannons on 2 decks on both sides, so 80 is my guess.
Barrick smiles.
Meow.
Yes, Professor
Meow.
Partington.
Yes. Meow, don't you have to send a letter first before you, Meow, attack? Meow? Like a declaration of war? Meow?
Not to discuss, I guess, intercontinental politics here amongst this meeting, but no is the very short answer. We, with the help of the House of Flayers, did gather some information that this fleet specifically is targeted at the Empire, and if so, once it is complete, it will probably be insurmountable, and the really only way we can see to go forward in working with the king and all of our tacticians again is to put a force in place ahead of time or be overwhelmed.
Meow, Captain Barrick of the Broke Bottom, Meow,
Rock bottom.
Meow?
It's rock bottom.
Captain Barrack of the rock bottom. Now, you said about something about joining the people, the other people.
Like gasps go around and look at you.
Well,
I don't remember this. What? What are you saying? How dare
Meow.
you? You can't just say something like that about. You must ignore this man, Ding Cat.
Meow, it must have been Captain Barrack of the broke bottom. Meow, not the rock bottom.
Right. Okay, so just to make clear to everyone else in the room who is concerned, Captain Rockbottom, Captain Barrack. You got me all confused, Professor Ferguson. Captain Barrack is one of the individuals who brought this information and knowledge to us, indicating the upcoming attack. Several individuals in this room were part of that scouting crew, and I also was there. And I witnessed the fleet myself, and I can say this is a threat. This is
Well, what happens if we get captured, Meow?
If you
Well,
get
we've been
captured,
declared enemies. Remember? So even if I wanted to go and join them, which I don't, I am an enemy of that empire now. They said it. Remember the guy at that docks?
Meow, there are ways. Meow.
Wait. Okay.
Captain Barrack, you're also not from there. You're from the continent, but there's multiple kingdoms on the continent, so you're not even from that specific one.
I know, but you can't trust these northern continents people to get there right.
Okay, definitely don't say that out loud.
No.
If you are captured, we will do our best to save you or locate you. In that eventuality, we will have many soldiers headed out with that initial crew, mages, and several companies of soldiers, like I said, so that we can have boots on the ground, protect the monolith as it travels, and so forth.
Meow, if I don't come back, the cat pyre will survive without me. Meow. Winston Churchill is in charge.
Oh, okay, sure.
More of you. Okay.
We can.
Meow, there's.
Go ahead.
There's at least 15 of us, Meow.
Okay. That's a lot less scary. I thought you were going to say thousands.
But when I come back, I hope there will be thousands. Meow.
We can facilitate sending letters or anything you need to any of your houses. We're hoping to leave relatively soon once several ships have been retrofitted as a sort of advanced fleet. They will be joined by additional ships as those ships become available. We have already contracted with the very generous mercenaries, sort of, in several houses standing over there. And one side of the room has like a bunch of obvious pirates, like clearly pirates, with parrots sitting on their shoulders. And a lot of them are joined by sort of more normal looking figures, like the pirate and a person right behind them or right next to them. And there's a lot of them. I mean, we've contracted them to act as mercenaries on our behalf. Their skills have already been tested. We know that they're reliable in combat. We will be using them. A lot of people in the room look negatively at these individuals who have these parrots, but less so than a year ago, for example. If you keep up with the politics of pirates. they are up and coming, and their reputation is being reformed anyway.
I feel like as a merchant, I may very well have had a few run-ins.
Yeah, probably so. You probably don't like these people,
No,
but they are good fighters for sure.
yeah.
Any other questions or anything we need to take care of? Well, if you do go on these endeavors, of course, we will be providing funds for each of you in the case that you don't come back as war heroes, I guess is the way to say it. Anyone involved will be, their family will be taken care of course.
Yeah, I've got this. So if I don't come back, I want you to build a memorial to me on that piece of land you gave me. Here's the plans, and I will hand over a drawing of like a super like giant stone statue.
Right. Okay. Yeah. If you'll just give that to Scribe from the House of Note, we'll. I guess I can't agree to that on behalf of King Iatuti, but the plans will definitely be recorded, and we'll do our best. You could talk to him directly, or one of his scribes. Actually, when he says you could talk to him directly, people take note of you again. Like, oh, what the heck? This guy's talking to the king's son. Any other worries? Sir, it's not worries. This, from what we understand, this has a moderate rate of success. The best we can hope for, honestly.
Well, we have supply ships because we're going to be really heavy with all those cannons. And
Yes,
then we won't be able to carry enough alcohol. And then everyone will be really grumpy.
There will be supply ships. Yes, we will be hiring people to sail along with the ships for comfort, entertainment, and so forth, as well as supply ships, like you said, so that the individual warships won't need to contain everything for these long journeys. Any other thoughts?
Meow, no, meow.
All right, perfect. He claps his paws, which don't clap because they have pads on them. But he claps his paws together and says, like, perfect. I will be around to discuss the intricacies, the minutia. Of course, I can't give the specifics outright, just because some things need to be contained and kept secret in order to ensure their success. But I will be around. We will discuss. If you have any questions, you can come up to me. There are other individuals here who also know the plans, of course, and he like points out some notable figures in the Navy. But this party devolves into sort of like strategy discussion of people who don't know all the specifics, but they need to be involved, so they're just trying to like figure junk out, There's a lot of rich people in this room, a lot of money in this room, and a lot of people with, I guess, something to gain as long as it works. So they're all involved, and from these windows, we will pull out and end our story there as we prepare for a, I guess, reverse invasion. Next time, just to be clear, we're going to be on land eventually, so character sheet comes into play there. Ship sheet, have it already, but I was just letting you know, like, hey, we're we're kind of going to land.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Captain or Admiral Sultan makes my throat hurt.
I can hear it. Yeah.
I'm so shocked.
You should try milk.
Yeah, of course. I don't.
Because actually, that's what some like when we did recording, like the Cookie Monster vocals, they would drink milk and stuff
Oh, okay, that's cool.
to get like that phlegm going.
Recorded
Nice.
Cookie Monster.
No, when I was back in college, I did my capstone was like a death metal, and it was primarily like Cookie Monster vocals.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
I didn't do it, but it was somebody else. I just recorded
That's
and
awesome.
produced and all that.
Okay, cool. Thanks for playing and being involved in the story and all that stuff.
Yep, yep.
That was fun. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
My pleasure. We'll all be together again, not individual next time. So yeah, I look forward to it. Awesome. Thanks. I'm gonna go get some milk, maybe. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Boop. And thank you as well for chilling. You know, realized that the text was on for chat, and it's always. But I keep forgetting to turn it off, so I guess I'm just gonna leave it on from here. But anyway, not important. What is important is that we had fun. So I'll see you later. Have a wonderful whatever. Bye.
Have hearts. Have hearts. Have hearts. Have hearts.